All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be doing a bit of a challenge over the next 30 days. So I've been seeing this trend on YouTube where people are posting a video a day for 30 days. I think it's a pretty fun challenge and it'll get me back into the group with these videos. So we're going to be talking about marketing. We're going to talk about sales, book publishing. We're also going to be talking a lot about AI and using AI to make money, save time, and get more work done. And some fun ways that I use it in my daily life as well. So if there's any videos that you guys want to see, let me know in the comments and let me know the topic that you're interested in and I could potentially add it to the list. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I used a free book to generate customers from $100 to clients at $1,000 to up to $30,000, okay, from a free book. This funnel, this is something I ran. It's $1 million funnel that I ran from 2023 to 2024. And it was exactly what I'm showing you on the screen here. So how this works, I used to call this the offer buffet. I think a better name for this would actually be the Costco buffet because buffets don't typically serve samples. But this is the way that this funnel worked. So we have some kind of sample, which is a free offer to generate a lead. In this case, we have a free book, which I believe to be the best free offer, the best sample you can give away because it pre-sells people on the next thing, which is really going to help with this stuff here, the appetizers and the main course. And so a free book gets the right people in and it informs them and pre-sells them on the next thing that you can help them with, which I'm going to talk about in a sec on what you should offer here. So we have a free book and this was a 86-page book. It was probably closer to 30 to 50 pages long because I blew up the text and I made the margins really wide. So it's probably closer to a 30 to 50 page book. And the way that I created this book was I just spent a couple of my daily walks. I would record myself and then that became the content for the chapters. So I would record myself, I would take the transcription, I would edit, format, and I would turn it into the chapter of the book. Okay, so there's actually a much better and faster way to do this now. I call it the 1-hour book system. It's linked for $27 in the description if you want to check it out, and it'll teach you how to do this in the step-by-step process. But this book was created using that system by just recording myself and taking the transcription and turning that into the chapters, and that became my free book. Now, this free book, it was very popular. People who read it really enjoyed it. It was very specific in who it was targeting, so it was targeting anybody like high-ticket business owners, professional service providers, really anybody who used sales calls in their business to close clients, anyone who was selling expensive offers. And it showed them a method, a system for closing clients using email, direct messaging, and SMS, so without the phone. And so this is very popular because it solved a pain point and it was different than what people were used to. So I had a good book that was targeting a specific audience and a specific pain point and showing them a new way to do it. So this here, the way that I was getting traffic, most of my traffic at the time was coming from organic because I was consistently posting every day. I was on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. I was posting YouTube 1 to 2 times a week. I was also on LinkedIn every day. So I had a lot of traffic going to this page directly from my social media channels. So I had content. Most of my traffic was coming from content. I was spending some money on ads, but not very much. I don't think I ever went above like $300 or $400 a day on this particular campaign for a couple of reasons. The first being that most of my traffic was coming from organic. And the second was that this is a relatively small market. So it wasn't like I could just spend thousands and thousands of dollars every day for a long period of time without the performance dipping down because we were tapping out on the audience. So I was mostly just using and leaning on my organic marketing to get people into this. Now this page converted over 60%. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was over 60%, meaning if 100 people landed on this page from social media or ads, then 60 plus would give me their information. What would happen from there is they were on my email list where I could then market to them. I could send them emails. I could send them messages on Facebook because I had a Facebook group. So I could reach out to them. I could text them because in some of my pages that I tested, I had a phone number so I could text them. And I was just putting offers in front of them every day from my email list. So we have appetizer offers. This is when we convert a lead into a customer. These are offers, and this is just a general range. It could be $5 up to $3K. Okay. And then we have main course offers, which are like the big shebang, right? The main meal. So this is what I consider a client. So this is when you're working personally with the client, either in a one-on-one setting or in a group setting. So this could be 3K up to 100K. The most expensive thing that I've sold to my list was 50K. In this particular campaign, it was a 30K offer. And I'll tell you exactly what that is in a second. So what would happen is someone would get to this page, they would download the free book. Now, other funnels that I've seen using like a free book to get people onto their email list, a mistake that a lot of them make is on the thank you page, it just says, hey, thank you for downloading the book. Here it is. You don't want to do that, right? Especially if you're running ads. So what I did was I put an offer in front of them as quickly as possible. Okay, so as soon as someone downloaded this book, there was a thank you page that said, hey, thank you for downloading this book. Check your email. It's going to be sent to you. There is also something that could help you out and help you implement faster. So what I had was a $27 template pack. And this is very relevant to this book here. So I talked about emails and using SMS and DMs to close high ticket clients. And this is a template pack on exactly what to say. It was a collection of different templates. So 6% of the people who opted in, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually adds up once you run the numbers. 6% of the opt-ins, so if 100 people opted in, they gave me their information here, 6 of them would buy this offer. 50% of them, or roughly 50%, bought this order bump. So the order bump is pre-purchase. It's when they're checking out. You can check a box that says add this to my order. So this was another template pack that I added. So $37, 57 or 50% of people who bought this also added this to their order. After they check out, they are then presented these OTOs, or one-time offers. So they check out, it says, hey, grab this next offer if it's relevant to you, right? So I had a couple of trainings. I believe this one was a training on how to create Google Docs, the copy, the structure, the framework. It was a template and training on how to create Google Docs that sell high ticket offers. This second OTO was a training on how to run a 7-day promotion campaign to your email list. So very relevant to the core thing that they downloaded, which is very important. You have to have congruent offers to whatever they initially downloaded or bought, or they're not going to convert into these. If I put for example, like a fitness offer or a health offer in here about like how to lose weight or how to get in shape, it would be like a 0% conversion rate. So you have to have offers that are relevant and congruent to the first thing that they got. So these are about 25% on the OTO1 and 20% on OTO2. So if you add this up and you run the numbers, I had it in ChatGPT, and if you add this up based on my lead costs, which you can see here, was $2.35 per lead, and the ad was very simple. It was just a picture of the book on a yellow background. This is converting at $2.35 per lead. So I was paying $2.35 to get somebody onto my list. And then once they're on my list, I was sending them daily emails, and I was staying in front of them with new offers for my appetizers and main course offers. But just on this alone, okay, just on this alone, when I'm running to a cold audience through meta ads, so Instagram and Facebook ads, this was at close to a 2x ROAS. Meaning if I put $1 in, I think it was about $1.90 back just on this. You might be asking, why didn't you just pump the budget on that? Well, I did, and every time I would, the performance would go down because of the reasons I said earlier. So I never pushed it past like $300 or $400 a day, which is okay because most of the downloads were coming from my organic following anyway. So once this is mainly important if you're running ads. You want to make sure that these offers are in place and that they work out, because you're going to be spending money on ads and you want to be able to recoup your money. So once someone downloads the book and they go through this funnel here, well, now they're on my email list where I can send them daily emails. So I was sending at least one email a day, sometimes multiple emails a day if I had promotions going on. I had a couple of promotions a month. They were typically like 7-day promotions, 7 to 10-day promotions, where I would either promote an appetizer offer. So this could be like $100 live workshop. It could be like a 3K 6-week boot camp or something like that. And I would also sell a main course offer. The main offer that I sold on the high end was a $30,000 install offer. So what that means is they would read the book, and this is why books are great for this. They would read the book, they would go through this system. They're like, I love this system for selling high ticket without the phone. I wonder how I can work with Sean to set this up for me. So they're already sold on the process. They're sold on this no sales call system. And you could see here, people were wiring me $30,000 to set this up for them. So they were already pre-sold on this system. And at the end of the book, it's just like, hey, would you like me to set this up for you? If so, reach out to me via email or direct message here. And they would message me, say, hey, how can I work with you to set this up? It's a really cool system. And it was a $30,000 setup fee. So that was done over 3 months, and they would get an additional 3 months of consulting to make sure that everything was working and everything was going smoothly. So I would basically, as part of the service, I would create them a book. I would set up an offer stack like this, and I would help to write their ads and get it set up with Facebook and Meta ads. So it was basically just installing exactly what was shared in the book, and people were paying $30,000 to set that up. So that was the main course promotion. I would typically send like 7 days of email, like, hey, I got more spots on the one-on-one install. If you want me to set up your no sales call system or your phoneless system, then reach out to me and we could talk about how it works. So people could either pay in full or they would pay a bit higher to pay in monthly installments over 6 months. So this is how I was turning free book downloads into appetizer customers and up to $30,000 clients. And this was getting people in to my funnel every day, right, at different price points. So you could see here, there's 8,500 transactions and people are coming in at different price points because I'm doing different promotions and putting different offers in front of them. So I had low ticket customers from like $5 or $10 up to $30,000 coming in every day through this funnel. So this is a very effective funnel. It was a 7-figure funnel, and it was all started from a free book. So a free book funnel, people will say it's not as good as a paid book funnel. They're probably right. It's better to set up a paid book and an offer that people pay for on the front end, but that's a harder funnel to set up. You need a lot more copy. You need a lot more bonuses and things added on to this. Like this is just a blank, this is the page here. It was a blank page, a white background, a picture of the book, first name, email address, send my copy, a headline, a subheadline, and that's it. This is also what I set up for clients, and they would pay me $5K, $15K, $30K to set this up for them, depending on how much help they wanted. So this can get going a lot quicker. I can set this up now with my 1 hour book system. I can create a book in a day or less and set up this entire funnel with all the pages for these offers in about a week max. So I can do it in a couple days if I really wanted to. And then from there, it's just staying in front of the people that download the book on the email list. So this is the free book funnel. It still works today. I just set one up for a client a few months ago, and they're doing very well with it. So it's a funnel that can get going pretty quickly. It gets leads into your business, and then it's going to rely on you marketing to them and staying in front of them over time. But it can lead to you building really strong relationships and getting great customers and clients who buy from you repeatedly and stay with you for a long time. Another cool way to use this is maybe you're looking at this and you're like, well, I can't create my own book. This doesn't make sense for me. Well, you can partner up with an expert or business owner or somebody who has the knowledge to create a book. They have something to create a book around, and they can pay you to set this all up for them. So if you want to go through the system, you want to learn how to create these books and how to create these funnels for clients and get paid $5K, $10K, $15K to do it, which is what people are paying today. I take on clients every month who want help with this. They want help with their book. They want help with the funnel. They want help with the traffic and the marketing. Well, you can get paid to do this as a service. You can have a little book publishing agency of your own. So I have people who are complete beginners coming in, learning this and getting paid $5K on their first client. So it's definitely possible. If you want to see this system in depth and step by step, go to the link in the description. The actual link is onehourbooks.com/system. If you want to check it out, it's $27. It walks you through how to create books, and it walks you through how to get your first client to set this up for. But I hope this was useful to see how I was turning a free book into $1,000 to $30,000 clients. This can work across pretty much every industry if you do it right. But I hope you found this useful. Let me know what you think, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I'll see you in the next video.